Why did that teacher got fired from your school? I will never forget the day our teacher, Mr. Daniels, got fired right in the middle of class. It wasn't after school, it wasn't in the principal's office, it wasn't whispered about in the hallways, it happened right in front of us, with the door wide open and the entire class staring. He was shouting at the top of his lungs, his face red, his hands shaking, and the whole room frozen like statues. Then the principal walked in with two other teachers, and before I could even blink, she told him to pack his things and leave. The room went silent, so silent you could hear the ceiling fan buzzing. I sat there, gripping my pencil, wondering if this was some kind of prank. But it wasn't. They actually escorted him out, and the last thing he said before slamming the door was something so strange, it made my stomach twist. You'll all understand one day. And that's where everything started to unravel. But let me take you back, because you're probably wondering. Why would a teacher get fired in front of a whole class? At first, Mr. Daniels seemed like a normal teacher. He was the kind of man who wore the same wrinkled shirt twice a week, carried a briefcase that looked older than him, and always had chalk dust on his sleeves. He wasn't the funniest teacher, and he wasn't the strictest either. He was just there. The kind of teacher you don't really think about much. But things slowly started to feel off. One time, during roll call, he said a student's name wrong 3 times in a row. Not just a slip of the tongue, he called Jamie Jason, then Jacob, then James. When Jamie corrected him, Mr. Daniels just stared at her for a few seconds like he was lost, then laughed it off. The whole class chuckled too, but it felt weird. At first, we thought he was just forgetful. Everyone makes mistakes, right? But it kept happening. Sometimes he would forget what subject we were even studying. We'd be in math, and he'd start talking about history. Then came the temper. I remember the first real outburst. It was a Tuesday morning. Somebody, probably Chris, because Chris was always pulling dumb pranks, taped a picture of SpongeBob on the chalkboard. Mr. Daniels walked in, stared at it, and his whole face changed. He ripped it down so hard the tape peeled paint off the board. Then, instead of laughing it off, he started yelling. "Do you think this is funny? Do you think I'm a joke to you?" His voice was so loud, I could feel it in my chest. The class went dead quiet. Nobody laughed. Nobody even moved. That's when I realized something wasn't right with him.